Well, 2018 was a big year musically, not for me because I have no musical talent whatsoever, but Leanne Burke does. You may recognize her. She's lead singer of M80, and she also has a duo, Leanne and Company. Make sure you check them out. But Leanne's going to review the past year in music with us today. And let's start with probably the biggest headline of the year music-wise, which is the loss of Aretha Franklin.
Well, that was a great loss. I mean, you know, of course, one of the best vocalists of all time. And I, you know, attribute a lot to Aretha. Respect was one of my go-to songs. You know, we did it, of course, when she passed away. We revisited it, but I used to do it, you know, every Friday and Saturday night in the band. So, you know, it was a great loss, and she was wonderful. That's all I can say.
I have to say, I think whenever like somebody like that passes, you don't realize like the impact they actually make, because it didn't matter whether you were, you know, younger or older. It seemed like every single generation like really was impacted by that loss.
Right, exactly. I mean, you know, her legacy just continued throughout the years, and she was just amazing. So yeah, it does hit you. You're like, oh my goodness, she's gone, you know.
And then another person that we lost was actually a very big impact on your musical career, and that was Dolores O'Riordan of the Cranberries. So first, I guess, what was it like when you heard the news that day that she passed?
Well, I got a few texts because I hadn't known, and I found out from fellow guitarist Andy had texted me, and my best friend Danielle had texted me, and I was like, you know, it was very shocking because she was one of my biggest influences growing up. You know, getting into music. I listened to all their albums, walking to the bus stop with my Walkman. John, I'll explain what that is later.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is.
I know, it's okay. I'm dating myself. But anyway, so that was a huge loss for me.
What was it about her that, you know, really stood out to you that made you, you know, growing up want to be, you know, drawn to somebody like her?
Well, the Cranberries, they're an alternative band, and I was what they call a skater chick, I guess, growing up. I wore the big baggy clothes, and you know, although I didn't skate, I listened to that kind of music, alternative and things like that. And so I just love that type of music. But her voice, the way she did the things that she did on her vocals, I would listen to her over and over again and try to emulate that. And I felt like she had such a powerful voice, and her songs. The Cranberries songs, they spoke to me for some reason. So.
All right, let's talk about some happier things, because 2018 wasn't just a depressing year for music, because there are a lot of big years for people, like Camila Cabello winning the VMA award for Music Video of the Year for Havana, and I mean that music video is sweet, so I'm really glad that she won it.
Yeah, and watching the music video, I think what made it so good is it was so relatable, and there was humor in it. You know, it starts off with the soap opera scene, but then it shows her, like, you know, in that real life setting, and at the end, you know, for the dreamers. I mean, so probably people were able to relate to it, and it was a catchy song.
All right, now I know you have some country roots in you as well, so I'm going to have to lean on you heavily for this one, because Keith Urban, CMA winner for Entertainer of the Year. As somebody that likes country music, because I don't, I'm not sure what he's like when he performs. Was this a deserving award for him?
Yes, I mean, of course, I'm not the authority on everything, but I feel like Keith Urban is a great guitarist, great vocalist, songwriter, singer, so I think it's definitely deserving. And by the way, you're saying country music roots. My parents had a country band. Everybody always thinks, and I mean, I did. I had a country crossover album, but you know, I was a skater chick growing up, so let's keep that in mind.
All right, well, you're well balanced. We'll say that you're balanced.
Exactly.
You're balanced. Yes, exactly. So here's the biggest surprise, what I thought from this past year. U2, Billboard's highest-paid musicians. That really struck me by surprise. It's a band that's, I don't want to say not relevant anymore, but they're not, you know, even spinning out new songs every year like some of these other artists would, because we were thinking it might have been like a Drake or something like that. No, U2 made the most money last year.
Well, I think being business-minded in the industry is something that U2, I'm sure, has or must have after all this time. You know, they've gone through so many decades and reinvented themselves and managed to stick around. And bands that continue, not just solo artists, you know, that's having a band that long is very hard to do. So, I mean, I think that's probably one of the reasons, and they are smart about it. You have to be smart about it.
So, all right, let's move on now to some local artists. SSPTV, we've been running music on the menu. We got to cover a lot of great artists this year, one of which, Dustin Douglas and the Electric Gentlemen. Their album this year, Break It Down, went really high on the charts under the blues category, and they were a winner of a few Steamtown Music Awards for Album of the Year and Blues Act of the Year. Did you get a chance to listen to Dustin Douglas, and what was your opinion on them?
Well, I did get a chance to listen to them, and I know Dustin. He's a very nice person. I don't know him well, but we have mutual acquaintances, and we've played shows together kind of over the years here and there. And he's got the look, he's got the sound, great vocalist, great guitarist. So, I mean, it was well deserved.
Another one, Black Tie Stereo, Steamtown winner for Live Performer of the Year. I have to say, from the couple shows that I covered for Music on the Menu, they were fantastic. They really blow you away when you see them perform live.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so nice to see, a Scranton-based band have so much success, and that if they're good, they're good. I mean, and it's gonna show, and people will recognize that. And
one of my favorite bands, M80. Go, Leanne, give yourself a shout out there for the work that you guys do.
Thank you. Oh, we're M80. Yeah, we're trying. We're trucking along, and I was very blessed to become a part of the band. We have a lot of shows, and things are going very well, and I'm very happy about it.
Well, Leanne, thank you for joining us, help us all this music. I think all these lights here, I feel like a musician here under the rock star appearance. I got all these layers on, breaking a little sweat. That's the way to go. So, Leanne, thank you. It was a great year music-wise. Remember to keep watching SSPTV News.